Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I am Designer Dave, game and narrative designer, and I've been working in the game industry for over 26 years on games like Warcraft 3, World of Warcraft, Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath, Wasteland 3, and many others. Today, I need to tell you about the Stop Killing Games initiative and why I 100% support the effort from the standpoint of a game developer. If you already want to support it, there are going to be links down below so you can just get right to signing. If you're not sure, allow me to attempt to convince you. First and foremost, as a game designer, I have a vested interest in my work remaining in the public eye in some fashion. I honestly don't care if it's pirated or sold without any compensation returning to me, because pretty much everything I've worked on is pirated or sold without any compensation for me. So, what I care about is that people get to play and enjoy that work. What Stop Killing Games is trying to do is change EU laws that are currently vague, which allow companies to abandon their games while the people who purchase them may never be able to play them again, without some form of piracy. All that the initiative desires to do is to require these companies to have some form of end-of-life measures so that people who paid money for these games can continue to play them long after the development team is laid off. Believe it or not, this is not as big an ask as it might seem. Even live service games have plenty of open source third-party solutions that they can utilize to make sure that if their servers go down, someone, ideally anyone, can put up a new server and keep the fun going. I myself had a mobile game called Geek Words for which I intended to create puzzles for a weekly basis for the rest of my life. When that didn't work out, I packaged all the puzzles into a single app and put it on Steam for sale, but I gave all the mobile users who reached out to me a key so they could continue to play whether they bought anything in the mobile version or not. On Steam, it's a simple app. Anyone can take it and put it out on the web to pirate it, and that's my version of an end-of-life service. The game still exists, and it's playable, though not in its original mobile game form for now. There are a lot of myths about the Stop Killing Games initiative being passed around, so it's important to note that it is not retroactive. There's no expectation, unfortunately, that old games would have to meet this new standard. However, going forward, it is quite viable and positive for game developers and players alike if we hold ourselves to this higher standard. Even if this legislation does not pass, I implore every studio and indie dev to have an end-of-life plan of action to make sure your games don't disappear. Right now, if you are an EU citizen, you can help us get the legislation passed in the EU through a European Citizens Initiative. It requires 1 million signatures, and we're over 56% of the way there. I myself am a Finnish citizen and signed a while back, believing we'd easily get this done. Unfortunately, there is a time limit of July 31st, so getting anyone from the EU that would be interested to sign is imperative. Please spread this message in your own fashion, whatever that may be. For UK citizens, you have the option of signing a petition, and you have until July 14th to do so. Change can come swiftly if we all work together, and if enough people around the world demand this, then all studios will have to comply. Even if it's just the European Union, that would force all game development studios to consider end-of-life services for their games, live service or not. I don't think that there's anything wrong with this. I think that everyone would benefit from this, players and game developers alike. We have a vested interest in making sure that our work stays playable, and you have an interest in playing these games. So it's a win-win. Sign if you can, spread the message. Let's get this done. Please. It's for everyone's benefit.